So my name's Daniel Hoover, and my wife and I, Bonnie, we run a nonprofit ministry called The Marriage Adventure, and we minister to couples in various ways. We do so through retreats and workshops and intensives with married couples, and we've all authored some books and different things. And we didn't really have a lot of the resources to build out this couples retreat. We wanted to dig a pond back on the property for couples to go and walk around and maybe fish and have some quiet time. But God even brought someone along, pulled in our driveway, guy we didn't know, that dug our pond for free for us. And you would think that I would just be overjoyed. Man, see what God's doing. But it's amazing when you sit in a place and you don't realize you have an issue of trust with the Lord. I wasn't trusting God to provide for the vision, but God, in spite of my lack of trust, continued to do His good work. We sat for 6 months with an empty pond. It was a big hole in the ground. It hadn't rained. My heart was miserable. And that empty hole in the ground, that empty pond, was a great physical example of my heart. In 24 hours, God took this hole in the ground and it was overflowing. I'm standing there just crying with the rain coming down, and I just had to repent. And I said, Father, I'm so sorry for my lack of trust. I received a text from a friend. He said, I have a heart to patron the gospel. Is there anything going on in your life or ministry that we could get behind and support? And this is out of the blue. He had been sensing a call from God and had been just as miserable as I had. And what ended up happening was he said, man, this is exactly what God's calling me to. Now He funds the ministry that we do to married couples, and it allowed me to step away from my church job to step into the marriage adventure full time. It allowed us to finish building out this little retreat area on our farm. It all came down to trust. The Father said, are you willing to trust the vision that I give? Because this vision was supposed to be for 10 years down the road, not now. And I tried to control what God was doing in our timeline. I realized this couldn't have happened 10 years down the road. I've been reminded that this life is short, and He gives us the relationships and people in our life, especially our family and kids, to enjoy them and to not get so caught up in the process, but to trust Him with the process.